Welcome back. This is a special episode that we have today for the Destination Morocco podcast. Unfortunately, we're going to be talking about what just happened a few days ago in Morocco. The whole episode is going to be about earthquake, what's going on in Morocco, how is it impacting travel, and how is it impacting the bookings that we have and the reservations that we have for a lot of the guests that are going to be traveling this month all the way to December 2023. And by the way, September is the busiest month for us.
Yeah.
So it's heavily impacting us as well. We have been receiving a lot of calls, emails, DMs from people want to help, from people having concerns and having a lot of questions. So we're here today, me and Ted. Ted, welcome back. I want to answer as many questions as possible and just give you the latest updates.
Yeah, this is well, we're recording this the night before we had a regular episode scheduled to come out. We put that on hold, of course, given what's happened. And I know lots of people listening and watching. It's probably all kinds of questions and about what things are like in Morocco. And I certainly did too. Just in getting a hold of Azdean over the last 24 hours or so. And I mean, it's just incredible the shock of this and so unexpected. Like Morocco's not used to having these kinds of earthquakes, are they?
No, not at all, Ted. The last severe earthquake that we had was 1961. It
Yeah.
happened in the coastal city of Agadir, and the casualties were 15,000. After
Mm.
that, we have one in 2004, a light one in the city of Al Husayma, which is located in the Mediterranean part of Morocco, and there was about 219 casualties. But this one in Marrakech is very different and very strong.
Yeah.
The thing is, the earthquake did not hit in Marrakech, but it hit in the mountains.
Hmm.
So, and unfortunately, because the severely affected areas are the villages close to that mountain. So it just, in some villages, it just leveled everything.
Yeah.
And then people felt it throughout a major, big part of Morocco, throughout
Hmm.
Casablanca, Essaouira, Fas, Rabat, Salah. So the impact of the earthquake, was massive. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
My first question to you was what kind of information you've had from your staff? How are they doing? Because you're in Houston, but you've got your
Yes.
office. People and the listeners will know Sam, who's your office manager, and the other staff there. So how are they doing?
The office in Marrakesh has been damaged, so I'm not sure if we can go in or not.
Mm.
Sam, his house is damaged, so he has been advised not to go inside. Hasna, the same way, her house has been damaged as well. My staff, the rest of the team, I have Abdel, he's from Imlil, but he lives in Marrakesh, so his house is completely gone. His sister's house is completely gone.
Wow.
Um, Abdul Wahid, Abdul Tahmin, in Essaouira, he's not hurt. Luckily, nothing happened, so just a little bit shaken. So my family, I'm very fortunate, very grateful. No damages. Um, Everybody that I know, no loss of life. I
Mm.
spoke with my dad in the mountains. He's good.
Okay.
My village has been affected, and all the surrounding villages as well
Yeah.
into it.
Now
Yeah.
that's a good point because people are wondering, well, where your family's from, and we've heard you talk a bit over the episodes about Silhouette in that area. But just to put it into context now, of when we hear in the media for sure, and where the villages that are really affected, where your family is a little bit further away, from what I understand.
Yes, my family, most of them live in Marrakesh. I have my sister in Rabat, which is affected.
Mm.
I have my cousin in Casablanca, which is affected as well. Then I have my dad in the mountains. Luckily, nothing happened to the farm, to the house, but
Hmm.
it's the villages where I grew up. That's where we have a grandpa's house. And also, it's really sad in a way because in the tour that we just finished, that's where we
Yeah.
filmed the Berber experience.
Oh yeah.
And now it's gone. So
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
damaged.
Hmm. Well, we want to touch on a couple things here. It's maybe a shorter episode, and we're kind of just winging it here
Sure.
because we're all just responding. And that's the thing. It's been roughly 48 hours as we're talking here since all this happened, but there's going to be more and more information, of course, over the next few days and the next few weeks. So, what we really want to focus on here is what people can expect if they have a trip planned to Morocco, if they've already made a booking, if they're thinking about it. Is it even still possible to go? Of course it is, but we'll get into that. And the second thing is what people can do to help. And just with what you and your team have organized thus far, there will probably be more information, as I say, in the days to come. But that's the second thing, is what people can do to help. But let's start with, like, if, yeah, people are already planning to go and they're, thinking about, is it still possible? What's your response to that if they're at that stage?
We have people already in Morocco that they have booked with us. They paid for
Yeah.
their trip, and the areas that are affected, um, that's not where we at. I mean, the city is still open. Travel is still open to Morocco. The airports are still open.
Yeah.
The hotels, riads, the ones that are not being affected or damaged in the old Medina, they are open. The
Hmm.
other thing is the attractions, like Majorel Gardens are open, other attractions are open, Ras Benyus are open, so you can still go and do those site visits. So
Oh, yeah.
um, it's just the old part of Marrakech. So that's my fear is the news outlets when they show something, it creates a confusion between what they are showing versus what people thinking of what they are looking at.
Hmm.
Yeah, you may be looking at villages, but they're writing Marrakesh or this or that. So people are really, really scared. So,
Yeah. Well, that's a
yeah,
good point because, most of your tours, there's not people going out to these remote villages which aren't particularly touristy. They're in Marrakesh, and as much as there's areas blocked off, a lot of it is still open. So when it comes to travel and the tourism, it doesn't really affect those villages anyway.
no, it doesn't because I would say 99% of the time we don't have any itineraries to those
Yeah.
villages. We do a Berber experience in Imlil. Other than that, we can switch it. If we have it booked, we can switch it. And like I said, I get calls, texts. Hey, is my Riyadh still open? Is my hotel affected?
Yeah.
Most of them are not. We have not made any changes to any itinerary. And if we do so, we'll definitely reach out to the client and say, hey, this Riyadh is not available or something happened, and we can switch it easy. It's not an issue at all. But so
Okay.
far, I have not seen any of it. All the itineraries we have, they are 100% still valid. They are still good, and they are not in the affected areas.
Okay.
Just to give you an example, if, for example, I live in Houston, if you look at a zip code, I mean, the city is pretty big, but if you look at a zip code, when you say Houston, but it's that specific zip code, if you don't specify, people, they think the worst. They think the whole city is under water or flooded and stuff like that. And this happens to
Yeah.
me because when we have, hurricanes and stuff like that or floods, my family sees it on TV, they freak out. They think the worst. And they call and say,
Yeah.
no, no, I live in this area, it's safe. What you guys are showing, what they are showing you, it's in the north side or the
Mhm.
south side. I'm good where I'm at. It's just a lot of people they don't know, and
Yeah.
that's what creates the anxiety and the panic. And people that have gone with us are sending us messages, their love and
Hmm.
support, and we're very grateful. People that have booked with us, the same. We're
Hmm.
very appreciative, and they're asking how they can help. But
Hmm.
also, if you're planning to go to Morocco, go to Morocco. If
Yeah.
you need help, reach out. If you have questions, reach out to us. From the moment you get to Morocco, car, driver, local guides, amenities, riads, hotels, everything. We'll take care of it for you.
Hmm.
So we're here for you. If you want to help um, with the earthquake in Morocco, you can travel to Morocco and you help
Yeah.
us, and we help that community. And I mean, Ted, you have gone with us, and a lot of the listeners and the viewers have gone with us. So they
Hmm.
see who we work with and the communities that we support and
Yeah.
the parents and the families that we help. So
Yeah, it's true. It really goes a long way, when your driver, or we had Driss was our tour guide, tour director, and he talks about his family and his little
yeah,
house up in the mountains. I
yeah,
need to send him a message and see how he's doing.
yeah,
But that's just it. You really do make those local connections when you go with you guys. So it's
absolutely.
important because I mean, this is all very new. It's very raw, but still, before long, people will look to tourism as much as anything to bring the dollars back for sure, but also to bring kind of the spirit, I think, and the energy and the joy that this country it's still alive, it's still okay, and as much as the damage is very intense and the casualties, it's very intense, but it's also quite localized. Because you think about it, I mean, all the places like Casablanca and Fez and Tangier and Chefchaouen and so on, they would have felt it, but we haven't really heard of any damage there. So
Yeah,
they're very much still part of the itinerary and everything would be
yeah,
fine.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Marrakesh is still booming, it's still buzzing. There's a lot of tourists. There's a lot of foreigners.
Mm.
People are still enjoying the city.
Yeah.
Some part of it, obviously, because of the earthquake, it's shut down. But for the majority, you cannot even tell. And I want to talk about the Moroccan people. I want to talk about the Moroccan spirit.
Yeah.
It's live and well. Um, the people, the community, the way they stick together, the way they help each other.
Mm.
It's beyond incredible. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing. And this is really what has motivated me to get involved and to do something about it because I was a mess for the last couple of days.
Oh yeah,
I
I
was
can imagine.
paralyzed. I had no idea what to do, where to
Yeah.
start, but I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So yeah.
Good. Well, let's get into that because, I know you've got a lot of messages, people asking, people have been on your tours and people listen to the show and just in general, what can I do to help? What's the first step? And again, it's all very new here, but what are you starting to get lined up at this point where people can help?
That's a very good question. I I've never been involved with entities to help with money or get money or what you call it fundraiser or
Mm.
donations from anybody. Everything that I have done is just me taking care of everything silently.
Right.
I don't even like to be mentioned or talked about. But this case is very different. I have the contact information for the people that I'm working with. They have their association's bank account and
Yeah.
they can reach out to them directly. They have any questions, they can reach out to me. They don't feel comfortable. I assure you, this is legit. It's not a scam. I'm not going to scam you. They're not going to scam you. These are my
Mm.
people. They grew up in front of me. We're all from the same village. And we're everywhere. We are in Morocco. We're outside Morocco. And, it's a good opportunity for us to come as a team and work together as a team and make a difference in all these people's lives. This is very near and dear to me, and it's very
Yeah.
painful and it hurts.
Mm.
But I'll do whatever it takes for me. If I
Yeah.
can help one person, I'm good. So,
Hmm. So you've got a team of people. Is this your own kind of
oh
connection
yes,
and network,
yes.
or are you talking also about other organizations maybe that you're in touch with there?
These guys, they reached out to me a few years ago. We are a Mizil, we are a Berber. We're from the same village. They reached out to me and say, hey, we want to do an association in the village. And I said, okay, I'll help. And I did um, as much as I could. But one condition for me was I have to be, nobody needs to know.
Mm.
Nobody can know that I am involved for many reasons. One of them is I don't want to sound in any negative way, but I mean it in the most positive way. When people they see that you contribute and you do help, anywhere you go, they're gonna start asking you for money, and I don't like
Mm.
that because it hurts. I want to help as much as I can, but sometimes I just cannot.
Sure.
So that's why I do it behind the scene. Um, Last time we did something was in 2021. They reached out to me and said, "Hey, we have an idea. We want to do a caravan for Tluet,"
Hmm.
and they explained it to me, and I was like, "Okay." I mean, um, there were three other associations involved, plus the host association in my village, plus me. When I say me, it's really Destination Morocco.
Hmm.
So, and they had them separated into families. So Anna said I can do all the families in both villages. Total 70 or 74. I don't remember exactly the number. And they needed blankets. And I said
Okay.
okay. So, but I just want to let you know, when we buy blankets through the network or the association, they are not retail price. They are
Hmm.
literally a wholesale price.
Hmm.
So I think it cost me probably around or less than $10 per blanket.
Okay.
That's how much it cost me, and we
Yeah.
were able to do that. And I didn't tell anyone for the longest time, but I don't mind sharing, and I have to share this, not in terms of see what I have done, no, but in terms of to encourage other people to give,
Yeah. That's just it.
because exactly. So, um, and it went really, really well. I had pictures, I had videos, and I was extremely happy with it. Uh,
Yeah.
so
So, are you
now,
looking at doing something like that again?
absolutely right, Ted. Because a week ago, unfortunately, I gathered the team again. I have different teams. This is
Hmm.
the team for, just giving and stuff like that. And this is what I have said to them. Part of our sales will go to help the village. Let's plan for 2024 and 2025. So
Hmm.
we started the planning already. We have the agenda, we have the goals, everything. Now with the earthquake, it just kind of accelerated the process for us to help.
Hmm.
I have a list of villages with me that are
Hmm.
connectedly affected in the outskirts of Marrakech. There's a lots of them.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Just whatever they need. If they need clothes, if they need
whatever they
food, of
need,
course, or other
whatever they
things for the
need,
furniture. Yeah.
whatever they need.
Okay.
So, and the goal is, yeah, we're gonna do it. Probably they said they want to start Wednesday. In a couple of
Hmm.
days, they want to take the caravan, but it's gonna be many caravans to go,
Yeah.
and we're not gonna do just one. Uh,
Right.
we'll do the first one, we'll do the second one, and we'll do the third one.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's going to take. I have the list of villages for me. Basically, I'm looking at 80 families that I'm going to support,
Okay.
whatever they need.
Yeah.
So it's very tough. It's very painful for those people. The conditions, the way they live, it's very harsh.
Hmm.
Um, and if we can make a difference,
Because
it's
even there, if they don't have the casualties quite as much, being a little farther away, still a lot of damage. A lot of people lost their houses.
yeah. If we don't do anything about it, the casualties will start happening because of the
Yeah.
side effect of the earthquake.
Yeah.
Now it's September. The weather is changing in the mountains. Now
That's a good point.
it's cold at night. If you don't have blankets, you don't have cover. Trust me, eventually you'll get sick.
Yeah.
So we have so many things planned for not just one village, but for all those villages.
Hmm.
And if we talk in numbers, I mean, I can look at the list. It's not a complete list that I got, and it's getting bigger by the hour. So if you look at the number of people, we're talking probably 1,500 to 1,000 people.
Okay. Well,
So,
spread
and
out in a whole number of villages then.
that is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Some villages I see they have 16 families. They need help. Some villages have 22. So the bigger the village, obviously, the bigger the number is going to be. But that's my commitment to them.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it's
So,
it's
if people listening want to contribute, how do they go about doing that?
if they want to contribute, please give me some time to figure it out. Give me a
Okay.
few days because I don't want to do it the wrong way.
Okay, well, that's a good point. I mean, I'm glad
Yeah.
you're open and honest about that. Is again, once again, this is all just it's all very new. It's all very raw.
Yes.
So what's important right now then is that you're starting to put the process in place.
Yes.
And if people listening and watching, want to contribute and help with your direct efforts to making an impact in that particular area and the villages around where you were from, which certainly are affected,
Yes.
that information will come. I mean, hopefully within the next few days, it's all going to move very fast. So stand by, but there's going to be ways to help and contribute.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very motivated and very inspired by the messages that I have received, by the calls, by the text
Mm.
messages, the emails. I mean, people really, really care. And
Yeah.
we're very grateful. We are
Yeah.
extremely grateful. And if you cannot even help with anything, just spread the word. Maybe some of your
Hmm.
friends, maybe some of your family members can help.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, I received messages from, I mean, it's beyond incredible. I mean, it's just,
Well, especially for
I'm,
those of us who've been, as I say, and we've met the people, we can imagine, and
yeah,
especially in Marrakesh because you guys
yes,
are based
yeah,
there. So a
yeah,
lot of all the tours really go there, and
yeah,
a lot of the kind of activity and focus revolves around there. So to
yeah,
think that this is the place that was so affected, and we know the people, and we're thinking about them. So
yeah. Thank you, thank
yeah.
you. It's been tough for me, but it's been
Hmm.
a lot, and it has been, and it will still be tough for a lot of the people that are affected directly
Yeah.
with this. and we just want to make a difference. That's all we want to do.
Well, that
Yeah.
reminds me. Let's before we wrap up here. So again, this is all very unexpected, but the fact that we have coming up this week on September 13th, which was a
Yes.
live question and answer about planning travel to Morocco. Well, we're certainly going to change a lot of the focus on that. Now we're still going to have the event if people do want to join in live and participate and ask any questions. And of course, top of mind is going to be, well, what is the earthquake response? Maybe more updates about how things have evolved in the days since, and we'll talk a bit more about some of the opportunities to contribute and to help out. So as things evolve, so we are still going to have that event. It's 12 noon
Absolutely.
Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Wednesday the
On
13th of
Wednesday,
September.
yeah, the 13th, yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions about that as well. So people are already sending me questions that they want us to answer during the event. So
Okay.
I'll definitely forward those to you, Ted. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. We're going to do our best to get as many updates out there and maybe change our schedule here with the
yeah,
podcast, maybe do some shorter updates as things evolve. We'll still have regular episodes for sure. But yeah, as I say, it's all a very fluid situation, but we're all working together here
yeah,
to
absolutely,
uh, to
absolutely.
recover. Hmm.
Thank you so much, Ted. This means a lot to me.
We'll be back soon, I'm sure, with some more updates. So thanks everybody for tuning in and sending your thoughts and wishes. And yeah, we'll have more information soon.
Thank you. Thank you.